Hi, it is February and I'm out here checking on a bed that was designed especially for this beautiful oak tree. This is a post oak, and this post oak is home to a whole lot of great insects, caterpillars, and beetles and things. And what happens in most landscapes, it's a common problem, is that the oak is surrounded by lawn, as was the case in this landscape until recently. And then what happens, because leaves kill off the lawn, is that everybody feels compelled to rake up all the leaves and cart them off. And the problem with that is, of course, many of the insects that called this oak tree home, in the winter they drop down into the leaf litter and spend the winter nestled among the leaves. If we take those leaves away, we are effectively cleansing the landscape of this very important part of the ecosystem. So the question is, how do you keep the leaves and keep a nice lawn, or keep a nice landscape? In this case, we decided to reduce the amount of lawn. So you can see there's still sort of a little lawn path here, bordered by bricks, but it's a much smaller area than there was before. Now all of this area over here is planted, and it's been planted with things that were picked because they kind of stick up through the leaves a little bit. You can see this is February, so a lot of these plants are semi-evergreen, and even in Maryland, these might be entirely evergreen. But we call them semi-evergreen because they tend to kind of get a little brown around the edges toward the end of the winter. Right now, this is little blue-eyed grass. It's looking very nice, very perky, adding lots of nice winter interest. This is heuchera, a type called autumn bride. That's pretty tough. And on the other side over here, let me just come on down here, I can show you. See, the leaves were not, I did get the leaves out of this area, but the leaves come back, they'll blow around. On this side we have Carex blanda, which is very useful Carex. This slope, by the way, before it was planted, it was in lawn, but the lawn wasn't doing very well, so it was mostly kind of eroding. So we put in a little bit of a wall and a little stepping stone path, and we planted. Here we have Jacob's ladder. And you can see, even though the leaves weren't taken away, the plants have kind of poked up through the leaves, and they are photosynthesizing through the winter. So that tells me that there isn't too much leaf litter here. Sometimes you have to be careful, because if things are really buried in leaves, they're not going to come back up. So you need to kind of manage things a little bit, kind of pay attention and come on out here. In this particular case, I did nothing, and it worked out okay. I got some help from the wind. You can see the wind has kind of scoured away some of the leaves. Anyway, so here we are. It's early February, and that's what's happening out here.